Hello, I'm Edward Goodliffe. Thank you for tuning into my video. Having presented the opinions of Sharon Maclise, Marilyn and David Inscho in earlier videos, it is an opportunity for me to comment on what they have told us and add my opinion on the situation. Now, who am I to comment on this? What is my bias, and what do I have to gain by doing this? These are all important questions you should ask me or anyone else expressing an opinion on anything important. Well, my bias is that I am an individualist, and I firmly believe that the government at all levels should be kept in check so that the freedom of the individual can be maximised. Nobody's paying me to upload these videos, but I'm highly motivated to speak so that we do not get enslaved by the ever-grasping collectivists. We have to remember the wise words of Edmund Burke, who said, "All that is necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." The Alberta government is much too big, taxation is too high, and we are over-regulated. And that is why we're in such a mess. The government is like a giant cancer, and it's consuming more and more of the wealth and leaving just scraps for the people. That needs to be changed. The Notley government is bad, but they're not responsible for getting us into the present situation. The blame can be attributed entirely to the Progressive Conservative government who were in power since the 1970s. They and nobody else are responsible, and people need to remember that when they think about the possibility of merging the Wildrose with the Progressive Conservatives, because they are the people responsible for getting us into this mess. At this point, I must draw your attention to how the political system actually works, rather than the way we are told that it works. We live in a false reality, a pretend world where people look at the puppets, but they don't seem to notice the puppet masters. In the case of the Alberta provincial politics, we had three political parties that had a chance of forming the government: the Progressive Conservatives, the Liberals and the NDP. All three parties were controlled at the top by the same New World Order globalists, so it did not matter who formed the government, the policies would be essentially the same, with just minor differences. Please note that the Notley government is more socialist than the Progressive Conservatives, but not really by much. They are taking us in the same leftward direction as the PCs, only faster. When the Wildrose Party was formed, the New World Order globalists did not control it. That must have bothered them greatly. So what could they do about it? The quickest and most effective way to take it over would be to parachute a leader in who they could control and get him or her to steer the party in the direction they wanted. This way they could get that leader to destroy the party from within. Nobody would do that, would they? If you think about it, you might agree that it is a possibility. Just consider what's happened. We had a leader that crossed the floor against the wishes of the members with a whole bunch of MLAs effectively wrecking the party. Why would she do that? If she had not, she would in all likelihood be Premier today. After that fiasco, the members picked up the pieces and then were fooled into selecting another leader who is now doing almost the same thing again, but even worse this time. He's trying to convince the members to actually disband the party, exactly what the New World Order Harper globalists want. Is that a coincidence? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Now, what have we learnt from the three commentators in the earlier videos? They were all close to the action, much closer than I have been. So I think it's fair to assume that they know what they're talking about. Lies, deception from the top, and lots of it. And the party constitution, well, that's being ignored. Not exactly the pristine grassroots honourable organisation Brian Jean likes to present to the public. You have to give him top marks, though. He is a very convincing liar. How could you not like him? He's a very likeable fellow. The bad news is that he is a Judas, and he is leading all the hard-working Wildrose volunteers and members to the destruction of all that we have worked for. We are about to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. We had a vibrant and principled party poised to defeat the Notley government at the next election. Instead of building on that firm foundation, he has concentrated his efforts and spent our funds without the authority of members, undermining our confidence. He has convinced a lot of the membership to give it all up, to abandon everything we have worked for. For what? For the unrealistic dream of forming a new party where we will get back into bed with all the corrupt progressive conservatives we formed the Wildrose to get away from. Once the Wildrose is gone, all the grassroots control and good policies will be gone too. And we will be back to top-down control by the globalist controllers we briefly escaped from. The Conservative voters will have nobody else to vote for, so the party will form the government just as soon as the electorate gets sick of the NDP. But you can take it to the bank that the new Conservative Party will be Conservative in name only and will just be NDP light. It is so sad that we're so easily deceived. We now have the vote coming up this Saturday, July the 22nd, and have to wonder whether there are safeguards to ensure the vote is not going to be rigged. With the widespread vote rigging in the United States when computerized voting systems were employed, we have to be aware that this vote could possibly be manipulated and need to be satisfied that the people in charge can be trusted. The lies and deception we have witnessed during this campaign to extinguish our party do not exactly instill confidence in their ability to be honest. Regardless, we have to vote no, elect a leader who genuinely cares about the Wildrose, and get back to building the party. If the members vote yes to the merger, we will be truly snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. What a shame. I'm Edward Goodliffe. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video.